We're going to look at today how we're going to manage portfolios in a small firm, our enterprise dashboard. So here we have an enterprise dashboard. We have a couple of advisors. Chris has 3 active, about 2 million under management, assets under management, and we could toggle to see how many reports were generated and how many assets under management. We want to see all the reports that Chris had generated. Chris has 3 active portfolios. We can go to the compliance vault, and all of these are mock. None of these are actually real, but these are mock data. And in the compliance vault, we have timestamped fiduciary PDF records of all of the client PDFs that were generated for compliance reasons. The SEC 204-2 audit requires these PDF records or records of these trades. So if we click in one of those records, we can see exactly what was the proposed liquidation, the reallocation, any notes that was there, and digital signature of whomever was the advisor. Of course, this can go back as far as we like. Here we have some examples. Now, the client-facing PDF will look a lot different than this. This is just for the SEC 204-2 audit. Also, the asset base. So say if I'm a manager of a firm and I want to scan in somebody's portfolio, I can certainly do that. I would scan someone's portfolio, call it whatever you like, and then you can assign it to whichever advisor that you would like to take that portfolio. We also have what's called fiduciary strictness, which is Lambda, and this would control all your sub-advisors' risk tolerance. So what Lambda does is it readjusts the scores based on the Lambda score. So higher Lambda is more defensive, lower Lambda is more aggressive, and this conviction scores will either go down or up based on the maximum historical drawdown of those stocks. I want to generate a client report. What I would do is I would fill in this. So let's say if I fill in EE Trust, let's say I want to reallocate to AT&T, and maybe I have some Rambus stock. It autofills how many shares that we have in the portfolio. You could, of course, adjust all this. You could add overrides. By no means is this set in stone. So this is just a suggestion by the machine, because it will take whatever is lowest score and suggest that, but by no means do you have to accept that. You can always override it or add targets. You can add notes to here, which is just a fiduciary synthesis note, tax strategy note, and of course you can accept and auto apply. So if I generate this, what does this look like? Now it'll generate 2 PDFs. One is the client-facing PDF. The other is for the SEC 204-2 audit. And here we'll see we have a custom PDF file. Give us a quantamental score of the portfolio. It'll give us a SHAP analysis, drivers, and it'll have a place for a client signature and of course disclosures. If we see here, we see the SHAP analysis. That is machine generated. Tell you what were the main drivers of these buy or sell signals. So for example, for Apple here, we could say free cash flow yield and debt to equity were the 2 main drivers. So this gives us the explainable AI part of the platform. We want to do as much explainable AI as possible. These are machine learning scores. Actually, these are not LLM scores. These are scores. The Quantamental engine is based on machine learning process. So we train and we test. Machine learns which drivers of each stock is contributing the most to the movements historically. So you can read more about it in the research and methodology page. Please check out the platform. Thank you and take care.